Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Red by ASMRs. I might change it to actual VA just because it might be easier, but ew, why did I swallow like that? Anyways, so I wanted to do a Vance X Robin X listener because you don't see many of those. I think like one, I know that one VA did a Vance, Robin, and listener audio, but there's like only 2 parts, and I really want to do this like part. So I want to see how it turns out. I guess I don't know, but I have a basic storyline for it. I didn't write it down, but I've just created it in my head. So if I like stutter or anything, I do frankly apologize. I'm not new to this. I just really hate writing things down, especially because if it's like characters that are on mine, I really don't know what to do with it. So if I come up with it in my head, it seems more interesting. So if I tend to repeat myself or anything like that, I do apologize. Also, I'm gonna be like posting every once in a while. Not every once in a while, like every 2 days out of the week. I might post multiple audios those 2 days out of the week. Just because I'm taking breaks from my computer because we all need breaks from the internet sometimes, and I just really don't want to be on my computer all the time all summer. So I'm just genuinely gonna post on the days that I'm most available, which is those 2 days out of the week that I choose to want to be on the internet. So yeah. Let's get on to this Vance X Robin X listener because it's gonna be so amazing. I'm kidding. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Also, you guys are gender neutral, so y'all can be boy, girl, anything like that. I'm not gonna use the specific pronouns. It's just I'm just going along with it. I mean, It's very weird when you wanna have like a male audio and then they don't do it. It's like for females and you're just like, wow. But that's not, I don't want to diss any VA artists. That's like a vent for me, is like I want something genuinely just for everybody. So other than that, let's get into this Vance X listener X Robin audio. Bye! So Vance and Robin always hated each other for very specific reasons, and sometimes they fought a lot for the fact that they both liked you at the same time, but little did they know that they liked each other at the same time. Robin was crushing on Vance and you at the same time, and it was the same for Vance, and they didn't want to admit that they liked each other as well as admitting that they liked you. So at certain times, you'd see them fight outside of school or by the grab and go, because one of them genuinely started a fight because one wanted to say that they were going to get you before the other. And when you'd see the fights, you didn't know why they were fighting. You just knew that they constantly were fighting. You always question it, but when you asked Finney, who is Robin's best friend and his wingman when it comes to you, or you'd ask Bruce, who is Vance's wingman, who's trying to help him get you, they never would tell you why they're fighting. They would just stay silent. Or they'd say, oh, they're just fighting it out. They never explained why. And in one of the fights, you figured out why they were fighting. And you really were just in shock, not by current surprise, but by the fact that both of them like you and you like them both as well. Vance was the first to speak during every fight. As he was toppled over on top of Robin, he yelled, "They're mine! You don't get to deserve them." Robin always barked back as a reply of hatred towards Vance, that Vance always thought that he'd get the upper hand. And at the time, he was throwing punches at Vance's face while Vance was trying to talk smack. and one of the times he bopped Vance in the nose, making his nose bleed extremely bad. And when you came up to come stop them, they both looked at you in shock as they realized that you had figured out what was happening. Vance spoke. "Listener, it's not what you think." Robin pushed him off of him and said, "It really isn't what you think. Vance is just being a prick." You shoved them both out of the way, telling them that it's not okay for them to be fighting the way that they do. And when Vance looked at Robin and Robin looked at Vance, the hatred on their faces slowly turned into sort of a sorry look. And they both look at you and say sorry. You don't want to hear any of their pleading or sorry. You just tug them to the nurse's office, because at the current time y'all were at school. You tug them to the nurse's office and sit them down in the nurse's office, asking the nurse where the first aid kit was, and told her that you'd deal with the two boys. She obviously let you deal with them because she didn't want to deal with a grumpy Vance and an angry Robin at the same time. So as you're patching them up, Vance was kind of crying like a whiny baby because he had to sit next to Robin on the little bed that they have in the nurse's office. And Robin called him out. "Stop sounding like a damn sissy. You need to stop acting like that, or I'll punch you right in your nose again." Vance spoke out. "You hit me again, and I'll swat you and knock you out in this nurse's office." You swat them both in the back of the head while you're still trying to patch up Vance. You tell them it's not okay for them to be fighting, and you tell them that there should be a reason why they fight people, and why they should be fighting people, not just over somebody. And they both look in surprise at each other and then look back at you. Robin asks, "You know why we're fighting?" You said, "Of course I do. I know why y'all were fighting without Bruce or Finney telling me. I hate how they kept secrets from me, and I hate how you guys kept secrets and told others to keep it from me. I understand why you didn't want to tell me, but you two don't have to fight over me just because you're jealous of the other." Vance spoke out. "I'm not jealous of Robin." You spoke out against Vance. "You are jealous of Robin, and Robin is jealous of you. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, you are going to be jealous of the other." Robin sat there with a look of despair as Vance crossed his arms and pouted like a baby once more. And when Robin saw that, he kind of pushed Vance's shoulder. Like I said, "Stop acting like a sissy or I'll punch you again." Vance leaned over, grabbed Robin's shirt, and says, "You ever touch me again, and I swear I'll be the last person you see." You tug them apart. As you tug them apart, you look at Vance and you look at Robin, and you say, "You both are acting like sissy babies right now by looking at each other and acting like y'all have differences." Robin looked at you in kind of a surprised look as he said, "I'm not a sissy. What makes you think that?" You said, "I'm not saying that you are a full-on sissy, and I'm not saying Vance is either. But you two need to stop acting like you two hate each other, because deep down I know you two like each other, and I can just tell by the look on your faces when you see each other in the hallway. But when you see me, it's a whole different story." Vance kind of looked at you and looked at Robin and then looked back at you and said, "I don't like Robin. I've never liked Robin, and I never will like Robin." You shove your finger into Vance's forehead, pushing him back. You say, "I know you two like each other. It's no surprise. I mean, the fact is that two boys are fighting over one person, and it's sad to see that both of you actually really like each other, but you two don't want to admit it." Vance was kind of angry at the fact that you kind of figured him out, but didn't want to let Robin know that he actually liked him. Robin didn't want to let Vance know that he actually liked him either. So they both denied and denied and denied until you were done. Now I'm going to do a time skip. So a week later, you walked down to the grab and go with Robin because you knew Vance was going to be there. Robin didn't want to go to the grab and go, but you offered to buy him slushies and some candy. So he followed along with you. Even though Vance was there playing pinball like he usually is after school, you tug Robin in, y'all go buy slushies, and you don't want to go disturb Vance, so you just wave to his friends and then continue on with ordering your food and whatever you're buying for Robin and yourself. So this is his friend's point of view. Yo, Vance. Yo, your friends are here. What do you mean? You guys are standing right here. No, I'm talking about the other two. You know, the ones from school. The one that you fought and the one that you're fighting over. Vance kind of looked up from his pinball machine, which never usually happens. He lost his score and kind of got pissed off, but he didn't care at this point, which was surprising for Vance, that he didn't care about his pinball machine, even though he knew that if he ever got into a relationship, the pinball would be more important than the person that he's dating. Though he walked up to you guys while you two had finished ordering, getting your slushies and your candy, and starting to eat. He walks up and says, "What's this?" You say, "Oh, hi, Vance. Nice to see you here. Nice to see you're patched up nicely and don't have any blood on you." You made it as a joke, a very sarcastic joke, as you thought he would have gotten into a fight recently, which he didn't, and Robin and him kept their distance away and stopped fighting for you and for themselves. Robin kind of sat there and he was just like, "What's your problem, man?" Vance says, "I don't want to fight you, but if I have to, I will. But what are you two doing here without me?" You said, "You're here now. We didn't want to disturb your pinball game, so we decided to just leave you alone." Vance kind of appreciated the fact that you knew that he loved his pinball machine more than anything and anyone in the world. So he kind of just smiled, kind of had a little tint of blush on his face, and he says, "Thank you." You were surprised by him saying thank you. You never thought of Vance as to be this kind person that he showed. Robin kind of was getting jealous at the fact that Vance was standing right there ruining what he called a date. Vance was kind of pissed off that he wasn't invited to hang out with you and Robin, even though he knew he wouldn't have gone. The only reason he would have gone is to hang out with you, but even then, if Robin was there, he probably would have knocked him out and left him there cold. And Robin knew that he would have done the same thing to Vance. You spoke out as they're glaring at each other. "Why are you two glaring at each other? I swear, if you two fight again, I will end both of your lives." Vance spoke out. "You wouldn't dare." You said, "Oh, I would. Stop glaring at each other. Stop being angry. It's cute at times, but right now it's really not doing it for me." Vance kind of got a little pissed off and did his little pouty type baby thing that he does normally when he doesn't get his way. Robin kind of chuckled at Vance as he thought it was funny that a man who's just like a year or two older is acting like a little baby. Vance spoke out. "Why are you giggling like a little girl?" You push Vance and tell him to cut it out, and you push Robin in the face and tell him to cut it out. Robin looked at you and said, "What are you going to do?" You look at him and tell him, "I'll steal all your bandanas. Try me." Robin kind of shut up, and he didn't want to speak anymore, as he didn't want to anger you as much as he already had done. Vance starts laughing, and you look at Vance and say, "You keep laughing, I'll take all your jean jackets." Vance shut up easily, as he didn't want to lose all of his jean jackets. They both shut up and just sat there. You offered to buy Vance something, as he was just sitting at the pinball machine dehydrated for like an hour or two. He simply declined, but you obviously took this offer to give him your slushie and bought another one. And he kind of blushed at the fact that you gave him a slushie that you barely drank out of, but you did drink some of it. Not like a lot of it, just like some of it. Like a quarter. Or not like a quarter, like less than a quarter. And he kind of blushed at the fact, and Robin was kind of pissed off because he wanted to have a Slurpee with that you had beforehand. But he didn't get that option. Vance decided that he didn't want to play pinball anymore, which was surprising. And he looked at you and Robin and said, "Y'all want to go to the carnival up the road? I heard it was fun." Robin was kind of in shock that he even invited Robin to the carnival, but Robin didn't care as long as he was there with you. And deep down, he really wanted to go with Vance. Vance only invited Robin because he knew deep down that he wanted to go with Robin. And he invited you because he really wanted to go with you. So, you two thoroughly decided to go on this little mini date, even though that's not what y'all called it, but those two decided that they wanted to call it a mini date. And y'all went to the carnival. This is at the carnival. This was like an hour later. Y'all had gone on a couple rides, and y'all weren't slightly out of tickets yet. Y'all had like half of what you had before. And so you guys were running around, and you saw the Ferris wheel. Now this Ferris wheel was a 3-person Ferris wheel, so it was like the little thing, and you could put 3 people in there. So you looked up at the Ferris wheel, and you wanted to go. I'm sorry for people who have a fear of heights. I really do apologize, but this is, Ferris wheels are cute moments. So, you saw the Ferris wheel and looked at Vance and Robin and said, "It's a 3-person Ferris wheel, we can go on that." And Vance and Robin looked at each other. Then they looked away, smiled, and looked at you, and decided, "Let's go on the Ferris wheel." So you 3 hopped in the Ferris wheel cart and sat up there. Now, it stopped at the very top of the Ferris wheel where you 3 were looking out at the town, and Vance was kind of just amazed by the fact that you loved the view of where you guys lived. Now, you were in the middle of Vance and Robin, so they were just sitting there. Vance was fighting the urge to kiss you at any moment, so was Robin, but they decided that they didn't want to do it. Then there were fireworks that went off, because you guys went at the perfect time where they shot off the fireworks. When they shot off the fireworks, Vance decided to take it upon himself and kiss you on the cheek. Robin got kind of jealous and did the same, as you sat there with blush on your face, not thinking that either of them would do it at all. Then they quickly shuffled away in their seat and kind of just sat there looking at the fireworks. You sat there, confused, blushing mess, and just decided to look at the fireworks as you're blushing. Robin kind of smirked under his hand as he had his hand on his mouth. And Vance kind of just sat there. Then you grabbed their hands and held them as you guys sat there and watched the fireworks. Vance and Robin had a lot of blush on their face while they were sitting there holding your hand. At this point, they didn't really care who was holding whose hand, because they knew that you didn't care who it was, but you chose Vance and Robin over anyone else. And they kind of you pulled them closer to you, and you guys just kind of cuddled in the cart as the fireworks went off until the fireworks ended, and the Ferris wheel started to come down. You guys got off the Ferris wheel and looked at the time and decided it was already super late. As you guys were walking away, there were Moose and his little minion friends. Now, if I can make this clear, the grabber doesn't exist. He got Paperboy, and Paperboy had killed him before the grabber killed him. So Paperboy doesn't exist anymore. I'm sorry to everybody who wanted Paperboy to be alive. No. Grabber and Paperboy killed each other. So there's no more Grabber and there's no more Paperboy. So as you, Vance and Robin, were walking away, what is his name? Moose. Sorry. Moose and his little goons decided to come up behind Robin and tug his shirt and made him fall backwards. Now, Robin got very lucky for his height, because when Robin fell backwards, his head almost hit a stone that was right behind him when he walked. But he had just hit the height marker, and it didn't hit his head. You turn around as you heard it, and Moose's goons grabbed you and held you back. As the other ones, there was one that held you, and then the other three held onto Vance. Vance was pissed off because he couldn't stop him from fighting, even though he was squirming as much as he could and shoving. They kept just grabbing and pulling. And Moose and Robin started fighting, which you hated to see because you didn't want to see Robin and Moose fighting. And the guy that was holding you was kind of just messing with your hair and messing with your clothes. And Vance, when he glanced over and saw that as tears dripped down your face, Vance kind of pushed the guys off, got a couple hits on him, and then hit the other guy in the face. As he held on to you, made sure you were okay. Are you okay? Is everything fine? Did he do anything more to you that I didn't see? You replied, no, Vance, he just kind of messed with my hair and clothes, but I'm okay. He kicked the guy one more time, knocking him out, and then you guys went up to Moose and pulled Moose off, and Vance got a lot of hits on Moose, knocking him out as well. As you two look at Robin and see that Robin has some cuts and bruises on him, Vance helped up Robin, but they didn't know that one of the goons that Vance laid hits on that was holding him had come up behind you and grabbed you. He was trying to get you to come with him, as one of the others was trying to wake up everybody else. But Vance was too worried on trying to fix up Robin and make sure he was okay that they didn't realize that they were that the goons and Moose were tugging you away. But at one point, Robin glanced over, saw that you were missing, and saw that you were trying to fight off these guys that they supposedly had knocked out, but they didn't get really good hits on them because they were too worried about trying to get. Vance was too worried about trying to get to Robin. Robin looked at Vance, pointed, and tried to show Vance that you were being messed with. So then Vance and Robin came up and again knocked the guys out, but this time they wouldn't be getting up anytime soon. So they pulled you away as more tears had dripped down your face. Brand new hot tears had dripped down your face, and as you were trying to fix up your clothes, because at the time they had gotten your shirt and tugged it off of you as you're standing there. And one of them had tried to force themselves onto you, which you didn't want to do. So you had fixed and put back on your shirt and slowly decided to just walk away. You didn't want to be around anyone at this point. You just really hated to be around the goons, and you wanted to be around Robin and Vance as they made you feel the most comfortable, but you decided that it was not the best option for you right now as you didn't feel safe with anyone. You had lost some trust in everyone after this event, after it had just taken place. And when Vance and Robin saw that, they decided to just keep you in front of them as they gave you some space. And Robin shot you a text because at this time it's like modern time. It's not like back in the day. So it's like now times where they actually have phones in their pockets. So Robin shot you a message. Hey, are you okay? No, not really. Hey, you wanna come over to my house? Me and Vance will be there. Because at the time, Vance and him decided that they wanted to hang out after the carnival. You agreed, and so Robin was happy, and he talked to Vance about it, and Vance was happy too. As y'all got to Robin's house, Robin opened the door and realized his uncle wasn't home. And Robin was looking around but couldn't find his uncle. So he was like, okay. Then he saw on the fridge in the kitchen a note from his uncle that read, I'll be out for the next 2 days on a business trip. I'll be back after that. Don't do anything stupid. And so Robin was kind of excited that for the next 2 days he'd have the house to himself. So he met you and Vance in his bedroom as you're looking around at all of Robin's stuff, and were just fascinated by all the things that he had in his room. Robin came in with drinks, and he set them down and opened them. As you guys drank your drinks, which it's not alcohol, it's just soda. He opened the drinks and gave them to you as you guys sat down and just started talking. I'm gonna end it there because I'm gonna leave y'all on a cliffhanger because it's the first one and I don't want it to be spicy or anything. I'm gonna make a spicy one at some point, but I just really want to end it here and then see y'all's reactions if y'all want another one, because I really, really do like this one and I think it's really cute. So if y'all want another one, please tell me, and if you have any ideas for the next one, like, please tell me. I might make part 3 like the spicy one instead of making it part 2 as a spicy one. So if you guys want that, I can make another part. So I'm gonna leave that off there. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me if you want another one. Okay.